Well, hello, my beautiful Virgo. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for mid-May right through to mid-June 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I've sourced a softer frequency to prepare and cleanse your reading. I'm using Gaia chimes to cleanse hourly, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? And let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Virgo, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? What do they need to know regarding their career at this time, the path that they're on, the money that they are moving towards? Can you please show them the way? What do they need to be aware of at this time? So we have the bees as your first card. So that indicates that you're working hard on structure. You're working hard towards some sort of reward at this time. It may be something that's in motion for you at this moment in time, but I definitely see here that it will be sweet reward. Look at that. We have victory there as well. Now, it feels like you haven't quite accomplished it yet because the victory card is in the resistance position, but when you do reach that pinnacle point, you know, I definitely see here that you will do something very spectacular and it will be very beneficial for you long term. Now, we also have the dice. So a lot of you are focused on your destiny at this time. And I will get all the cards first before I connect to your energy there. But I'm just being given this energy of like a plan, you know, a detailed roadmap that perhaps you've been contemplating right now, maybe outlining like specific steps that you need to take in order to reach or achieve a specific goal. You know, you're clearly defining your objectives and tasks that are needed to complete. I also feel like you're looking at resources and what you are basically locked on to accomplishing, what you're responsible for, who else needs to be involved or know about your projects. I feel a lot of you with that trumpet in the resistance position, you're not talking about something that perhaps you're working towards. It could be something that you're doing off grid or that you just feel like there's no point in talking about it. You're just doing it. You're just taking action on something. We've got the devil there. So a lot of you could be obsessively moving towards something that you're passionate about. But also, I feel there is this energy of you giving yourself a timeline or schedule in order to complete. Okay, so I would just be a little bit mindful of that because that could put a little bit of extra pressure on you. I feel like you will complete anything that is time sensitive looking at this, but the Five of Swords and the Devil card with the Moon, it can indicate that you have a lot on your mind. Okay, and some of you may even be a little bit nervous or anxious about your current industry, the trajectory that's on. Maybe it's your business, or maybe it is just, you know, globally, economically, things are a little bit challenging right now. And look at this. You just got like a wedge of cards or like, okay, and I'll take those. So I feel like you're like being more decisive about something as well. You've got something that's on your mind. You have a lot on your to-do list. I feel like you are overthinking something as well. So we'll get to that energy in a moment. How would you like to receive? From the back to front. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Fool card, we have the Temperance card, we have the Knight of Cups, something nice coming on in here that you will celebrate with that Three of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is, you know, your final energy of feeling really fulfilled. But there's something you got to do. You're on a mission, okay? And I definitely see here you're going to make it happen, whatever it is. Now, if you've come to this reading and you're currently out of work, you're currently seeking a role or an opportunity, because the Moon card can be that you're really drained right now, and that maybe a part of your career feels like it's transformed, or you're very uncertain about the trajectory that you're on. I feel some of you could be tweaking a resume, okay? I definitely say peacock yourself. Talk about all the skills that you have. I mean, I feel this is a time for you to have this fresh new start. Sometimes we have to walk away from something, or even be given a nudge from the universe to walk away from something in order to have this fresh new start. The Fool card is the beginning of something that has so much potential there. And, you know, although with the dice, some of you may feel this is a very risky time, that perhaps, you know, economically things are challenging and the job market is oversaturated, or you may feel like there's not much opportunity out there. I actually see that there's something coming on here that is perfect for you, and I feel a role will be offered. It's a dream job opportunity with that Knight of Cups. You know, we have the Three Cups here, so you could integrate yourself a little bit more or feel more involved in the working environment. But the Three Cups can basically indicate that, you know, you join a position where people support or even nurture your career and your career path. And also we got the Ten of Cups. You're going to feel very fulfilled. It feels very much like this new environment cares about your well-being, also is emotionally fulfilling, as well as Nine of Pentacles can indicate that there is a financially rewarding aspect to this as well. But, you know, if you have been looking for a job recently, I do see something coming on in that's more in alignment with your sense of purpose. Okay, Five of Swords, a lot of mental activity there as well. Now, interesting, I'm just going to pull a quick card on that Five of Swords, because the Five of Swords, it can indicate pressure. Okay, I feel like you're managing stress levels, and it's partnered with the Temperance card. So it can be that this new role is not as pressurized as other roles that you've had in the past. So I'm just going to check in with that. But also, you know, even if you are in a working environment right now, I see that some of you may be looking at toxic practices or extra pressure, or people who are abusing their power in some way. And it can be that you're trying to protect your inner peace, but you feel that you're weighing up right now if this very toxic or tense environment is really worth your investment. And you could be putting your resume out there for new opportunities, because the Fool card can indicate something new arises out of the blue. The Moon is often a plot twist kind of energy where, you know, the hidden comes to light, and there could be like a new option or a new department or some sort of new role that you move into that actually feels a lot more fulfilling. So I'm just pulling a card on that Five of Swords. Two of Cups. This is a really positive thing. This could be a new contract. It is an alliance. Some sort of proposal comes on in that you'll think about. Five of Swords, don't overthink it. I feel there is an opportunity coming your way that is perfect for you, and you will have a working alliance with this as well. Now, for some of you, if you are working for yourself, for example, as well, and you may be kind of thinking about being more independent financially there, some of you could actually partner up with a social media platform, maybe to get your message out there. For some of you, you could be critiquing something, because we do have that Five of Swords there. So it could be that you're like giving a review on things online, or perhaps you're critiquing things that you view or watch, or products, for example. So this could be like a side hustle, or it could be something that you know, you do for a living. Whatever it is, I feel it's a perfect match, and actually it's very rewarding. A lot of you, of course, you're starting with the thought of money, so it can be that you are being really savvy with your finances this month, whether you are looking for a new role or whether you are currently in a working environment. I feel like you're pooling your resources, taking down credit card debt, repayment plans, and trying to be like financially free from these things and these aspects. But with this Nine of Pentacles, it could also be that a lot of you have like an independent business idea on your mind right now, and you're trying to formulate a plan. You know, it can be that it's obsessively like sitting on your shoulders, like, do it, go for it, you can do it. So it could be something you're passionate about, because the Devil card doesn't always have to be a negative card. It can be something that you see as a lust for life, like something that you're sparked with passion and tenacity. It could be that you're motivated, but you may get a little bit like so obsessed about it that you work like double the time, or, you become, a workaholic, for example. So some of you may need to watch that, because these cards, especially if you work for yourself, this can indicate that, you're a bit of a workaholic, and perhaps it's time to take a well-earned break, if that's possible. So that's coming through. But, let's move away from the energy. I just wanted to be aware that if you are looking for a role, there is one coming in. And for some of you, I want to say there's a choice, but looking at the options, I really feel when this role comes in, actually there's no choice. It's like the perfect opportunity. It's fulfilling, it offers you what you want, and it's more in alignment with your sense of purpose to grow in your industry. Also, I would say, some of you, and this is just a bit of a sideline energy for the next coming weeks, for some of you, you may have been witnessing some sort of behavior from someone in your working environment, and you may be thinking about being a bit of a whistleblower on something, because, we do have this dice, which can indicate risky kind of behavior. We have the trumpet there, so it could be something that you're like keeping quiet on already, and it feels like it could be like an ace up your sleeve should you ever need it. Now, of course, my beautiful Virgo, I'm not really sure what's going on here, but it's just something that is popping out in the energy. So it could be that you're not happy with something. Either someone is trying to micromanage you or is playing games, for example, in the working environment. And it could be that you've been thinking long and hard about whether you should take this to a higher governing body like HR. And if you feel like perhaps HR, they are always for the establishment, perhaps you feel like you don't have an alliance there for some of you, it could be that you decide to find alternative options elsewhere that you're actually going to feel freer at and more peaceful. But I feel like you'll get this opportunity before you leave, is what I see. Eventually, whoever's been micromanaging or bullying in the working environment, for some of you, not all of you, this person will leave eventually, but I feel a lot of you are contemplating shifting in your working environment. But because we have the Fool card in the resistance position, a lot of you are kind of like, no, why should I leave? You shouldn't have to leave because of this person if there is a bully in your working environment. I do see the majority of you will have a safe space to go to for, kind of like reporting this person to HR. And this HR, the majority I get of the energy is that HR will keep it anonymous unless you want to bring it forward. But it could be something with that Five of Swords that you're just keeping watch on right now. You may report it, and then everybody's like on the same page. You could be documenting what's going on there and then bring it to HR, and then they could like keep an eye on it and witness it themselves so that it doesn't like come from you and make things worse, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to leave that there with a lot of love and respect. If you're going through an environment where people are bullying or singling you out, or there's some unfair tactics there, I do feel that there is a potential for you to either move on from this or find an alliance who can support you through any procedure that needs to take place in order to correct the behavior of the person, okay? Yes, it may feel like a gamble. Maybe this person has a status, but I feel it will be worth it in the end for peace of mind to let this person know that, you're a force to be reckoned with and you're not to be trifled with, that you're willing to go through the correct line of inquiry in order to put paid to any, unprofessional behavior, okay? So I'll leave that there and move on with the reading that just had to pop through. This is the protagonist energy. You're busy in a flurry of activity doing something. You may be multitasking. You have a lot on your plate right now. Certainly a lot on your mind, no matter what you're doing, what industry you're in right now. But I feel this could be that you are someone who's cooperative, you're always supportive, but you may not find the same in other people, and you may be a little bit frustrated because the Devil card can be a card of frustration, okay? But because of the combination of the cards, I would say that you're locked onto something you're passionate about, and you may be trying to move forward, but you may have found that recently things have been the same, maybe a little bit stuck in a rut. Perhaps you feel helpless to change a circumstance like if the industry has been going through some radical transformations, it can be that you feel like you're working harder to catch up with these things, for example. So if you are co-aligned with a company or a brand or a contract, it could be that, you know, these entities are pushing you to the absolute max at capacity and that you find yourself under a lot of pressure. So I feel, you know, releasing the pressure is important. Some of you may need to speak up on this as well there. If you work for yourself, this could be that you're very critical upon yourself. You expect a lot of yourself, of course, and I feel like you need to have a little bit more compassion there for you, because you actually are doing a great job. If no one has told you, you're doing a great job. This indicates that you're working towards something that is going to structurally be very sound in your life, but also will bear a lot of rewards in the long term. So for some of you, you could also be searching for your community, especially if you work alone in your industry. It could be you're high vibing, because bees are very high vibe. You're trying to be super positive, but you may want to co-align, or you may want to collaborate with people, or even just, you know, brainstorm of people. Maybe find yourself in some sort of networking event where you can form strong alliances and come together to create something very special. If you work for yourself, this could be a period where you're deciding to hire people, where you can delegate some of the work so you can be more in command of things or free up your time there. Especially since we have the Nine of Pentacles, this is more of an independent worker energy. So it could be that you may be outsourcing some of your day-to-day tasks, like maybe an online PA, for example, or some sort of online service that helps you kind of like manage your diary, or maybe, you know, outsource some of your accounts to an accountant, things like that. It could be that you're thinking of things to align yourself with in order to free up your time, because you have a lot on your plate right now. And that Nine of Pentacles indicates that you want to have a little bit more independence, but also a little bit more freedom, more personal time there as well to invest in self. So a lot of you could be thinking about setting up your own business right now, launching an entrepreneurship, or, you know, you are someone who's very creative and you're trying to create some sort of structure for yourself right now so that you can, you know, run your own business, but also have free time. For some of you, this could literally be a schedule structure that is going to happen. Even if you work for a company, it could be that there's a bit of pressure and you're trying to align with some time off. Now, some of you, if you work for a company and you have to ask someone for some time off, or you have to put it through a certain process to be verified so you can take that time off, I feel there could be a little bit of a kickback over the next coming weeks or months. Maybe someone else is off at the same time, or it feels like there's a question mark over some sort of like time off, but I want you to be aware you will be granted it. Okay, I just feel this person, whoever is in the chain of command, it feels like they're playing hardball. It's almost like they're abusing their power. Like, you know, deep down you can have the time off, but they're kind of like, yeah, well, you know, it's really busy time. Let me get back to you on that, because it's like, you know, I'm not really sure. They're a little bit concerned, and they're like, it's this power play that I'm picking up on here, especially with the Devil card. But ultimately, you're going to get verified and have your time off approved is what I'm seeing there. So don't allow this to trigger you, because I feel this person wants a reaction. Okay, that's across the board what I'm getting there. So removing from that energy, we have the Devil card. So a lot of you are kind of like taking stock of things and feeling really exhausted, that you're working really hard towards something. And yeah, it is kind of taking shape, but you're frustrated because you may feel like you should be further along, or you may feel like it's the same old thing, just a different day. You know, the Devil card can also indicate that you feel unstretched or a little bit bored with your circumstances. But the Nine of Pentacles can indicate that time away will give you like new ideas that you get really passionate about. And of course, the Nine of Pentacles can indicate on a personal level that, you know, you are someone who is already very successful. So either you've hit a plateau or a glass ceiling, and you feel, you know, that you're not being utilized or stretched, or your skill set has somehow lain stagnant and you require more to keep yourself interested in what you're doing in order to make progress. So a lot of you, if you work for a company, you may actually have an appraisal during the next coming weeks where you can really vocalize your needs to flourish in your career or move up the ladder there. Some of you may take a risk risk and say, hey, look, right now I love what I do, but I just feel like I'm on autopilot and it feels like there's no room for maneuver. Is there an opportunity to grow through the ranks? If there's not, you got to understand that this is my career path and I really got to think about the next steps. And that kind of hints that use me or lose me. I really get that energy coming through there as well. For some of you, if you work for yourself, this could also be that, you're maintaining something and sustaining something. And sometimes it's hard to keep motivated. You're trying to limit any distractions there. I mean, my beautiful Virgos, it's not often that I would ever say a Virgo is, procrastinating. I don't see that at all. But if you have found you're distracted recently because you have something else on your mind, whether it's personal, it could be that you're kind of like getting back on track and actually seeing how far you've come, that actually you're very successful. You're very critical upon yourself sometimes, and you don't give yourself like credit for how far you've come. Nine of Pentacles is a very successful card. It means you have had a lot of achievement in your life to date, and you forget about the small wins. But this could be a month where you really pat yourself on the back and think, you know what, you've come a long way. And actually the Nine of Pentacles can indicate that you're very close to the Ten of Pentacles. So it could be that, you're on your way towards a bonus or a promotion or a raise or some sort of new money coming on in there. I mean, if you are an entrepreneur or you work for yourself, this could be that you're unlocking more money from your company during this time, and you may be like overthinking how much you need. You may be trying to be really savvy about not taking too much, but the Devil card is there. So some of you could be tempted to take a little bit more in order to treat yourself. I mean, it's always important to treat yourself as well there, but I would say shop around for any large purchases because you will get them at a better deal rather than just the first option that you come across there. Now, this protagonist energy card, Nine of Pentacles, means you're locked onto your goals. You're relying on yourself to bring your A game. And I feel you're very disciplined despite the distractions, okay? Because these two cards or sandwiching the Devil card. So it's like you got a lot to do right now. You're locked onto it. And yeah, there's going to be some distractions. And yeah, there's going to be temptations away from your goals. And maybe these distractions or temptations are people, for example, or parties, or doesn't mean you're not going to go enjoy yourself. It could be that you're holding yourself to higher account over the next coming weeks to be really disciplined with your time and really own it so that you can free yourself up. So it could be that you're getting into the office earlier, or maybe you're starting earlier, or maybe you are using certain tasks and responsibilities, or even like some sort of software or new tool that helps you be more efficient with your time so you have more time off. Some of you could be taking some half days over the next coming weeks and months in order to leave the work environment early, whether you work for yourself or for a company there. That Nine of Pentacles indicates that you are placing a foundation. You're sticking to your program or your plans, something that you began a long time ago. And it can be that you're building on what you have already, but you're also looking for inspiration elsewhere for something new, because I feel you need to remain inspired. That Fool card is telling me that you may be taking a leap of faith in some area, or you may feel something is a gamble or a risk, but you already have a lot of knowledge there. You have so much kind of information there, and a lot of you will do your due diligence to either take a leap of faith and do something that you feel is a bit of a gamble. Could be a course correction for some of you, not all of you, but the Fool card can be like, let's just launch something and see how it goes. It may be different from what you do already. It could even be something that co-aligns with what you do already. Maybe you're launching a side hustle or an independent business. Maybe you do something already that brings in a stable amount of money, and you could be investing in a new venture there as well, which will be very lucrative long term, but also make you feel really proud of yourself there too. Now, some of you, no matter what industry you're in, because we do have the trumpet there, it's in the resistance position at first, which means it will go into the upright. But right now, a lot of you may feel exhausted or unmotivated, and it just feels like you're trying to get inspired again. For some of you, you may feel there's a missing ingredient in your working environment, or things have been hard. You may even feel that things are changing behind the scenes, rules, regulations, policies, and you may feel a little bit uncertain about that trajectory that your working environment is going in, or even your industry. So you may feel a little bit of nerves from time to time, but I feel that actually looking at that Five of Swords, I feel it's just worry. And remember, worry will actually make you feel a bit unwell, or it will rob you of joy. And I see there's so many good things coming for you that you cannot see right now. The moon actually means, there are hidden opportunities for you to grow in your industry, but you haven't received them yet. They are currently aligning with you for the right moment. So I would say there's definitely a hidden opportunity to either start a new role or a new venture. A lot of you are not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. So you may be migrating skills. And yeah, of course, when you're about to do something new, or maybe there's a new strategy or structure in the working environment and it's hard to get to grips with, and it can bring a little bit of anxiety or frustration. It just feels like it's a lot, okay? But you will kind of come to terms with it there. And I feel that actually you will conquer it quicker than most is what I see there. A lot of you also may be working on something in secret. So either you're putting your resume out there for a new start in secret. You're keeping it all hush-hush with that moon energy. For some of you, it could literally be moonlighting, whether you are taking like a seasonal role on the side or perhaps some sort of freelance work there as well. It could be that you're trying to fit in two roles at the same time, or even if you are doing something day to day, it could be a side hustle, something you do from your home space, something very creative. You're here to build your structure of security for you and your family, especially since that Ten of Cups indicates you're thinking about the long-term energy of you having good fortune, stability for retirement, for example. So I feel a lot of you could be launching new things in order to make sure that you create some sort of financial structure, like a generational family financial structure there for the lifestyle that you really aspire to. And I feel like you will definitely get that sorted. But I see a lot of you, there is like either a talent that you have not really nurtured. It's almost like it's unfulfilled. You know that you're gifted at this, but it could be something that perhaps has lain dormant for a little while. I feel suddenly in June it comes to the forefront and you start to nourish it a little bit more, but also peacock yourself there. So it could be that you're revealing a new project, or you're launching something. The Fool card is to launch something. It is to start like a setup there, or even a startup business, for example. And it could be that you're marketing or promoting your job or your product or goods or services, whatever it is that you do. And at first, it may be a lot of hard work, but it's going to be so rewarding because eventually, word of mouth, people are going to want to know about your business. You're attracting a lot of attention there. Now, also, for some of you, if you work in a company and you're deciding that that's what you're just doing, you may actually get some sort of new project or new client to deal with, or perhaps there's a new way of working. And ultimately, I feel there's something in the works here. It could be like a new department that you're asked to figurehead for some of you. It could be offered to you. Maybe there's a new deal going on and they really want you to kind of like broker the deal. Or for some of you, it could be that you're creating some new work. If you're an artist or a creative, it could be that you're creating something new in a different style, and it could be that you're ready to reveal it, and you may actually have someone who loves what you do and wants to help you sell that. So it could be like a gallery or a manager or an agent. They want to get you more attention to your work. I just see more attention coming. The trumpet is to be seen. It is to have victory and glory for all of your talents and gifts. And right now, a lot of you may feel unappreciated or unseen in your working environment, but I do see this energy where the spotlight will be on you for more success, but also I feel it's more your reputation that you do something and you're known for something and you're a real powerhouse. Also, this figure has lit the torch. They've done something. They've taken action. They've set it on a path to be very successful. So it could be that you're launching something and then you can sit back and relax and observe how it grows or how it does for you. So some of you could be thinking of like passive streams of income or launching something that ticks over in the background there. But it literally says here, victory, awakening, decisiveness, inner calling, and forgiveness. Okay, so if the Devil card kind of represents someone who's very like tetchy or highly pressurized and snappy in the working environment, no one should get away with bad behavior at all. But if you like witness a person who it's not typical in their behavior and they're a little bit cranky and a little bit snappy, that could be the forgiveness aspect. You don't forgive to forget, of course. You forgive to kind of like let it go so it doesn't kind of like hold you down or build in resentment, so you can just get on with your day-to-day tasks or responsibilities, but at the same time you note it so that you make sure you nip it in the bud if it occurs again. Okay, but I feel this is about you being decisive about some sort of new start or new product. Some of you could be utilizing a new tool or a new skill. You could have been sitting on the fence about purchasing something to help you move forward with your business. This could be a piece of kit like a laptop, a camera, a microphone, whatever it is that you use. This is you getting your message out there, but you could be utilizing a tool to be able to do that. Ultimately, as well, if you feel like you're not appreciated, you're going to get some sort of recognition over the next coming weeks and months in your career sector that highlights that you're doing a great job, and you're going to just feel really proud of yourself. You don't need this validation. I feel like you know that you work really hard, and you may actually do more work than other people as well, but it's nice to be noticed because it makes you kind of like realize that you're aligning with opportunities. Because if you feel like you're going unnoticed, it could be that you feel the opportunities are going to other people, but I feel you're in alignment right now to be seen in your career or your industry, and that is going to open doors for you there as well. Now, a lot of you could also return to a project that you have on hold. Now, this could be something that you've been meaning to get around to doing, but I feel it's something that you started and you thought it was like a different avenue for money. So it could be something that you return to over the next coming weeks. Could be something you're writing. Could be something that you are creating. I definitely see you revisit this. And it could be that for some of you, you may berate yourself that like, oh gosh, I should have got around to doing this sooner. But actually, it's divine timing. You're meant to start it now or revisit it now. So everything happens for a reason. I want you to be aware of that. Now we have the Moon card. It is in the resistance position. So something hidden comes to light. This is a new start or a new opportunity. The Moon card will go into the upright energy. So that means that, anything that is going on behind the scenes, it will be revealed. So some of you, if you work for a company, there could be a merge going on behind the scenes and it'll be announced publicly very, very soon. But intuitively, you may know it's happening, or maybe you hear on the grapevine it's happening, and it may make you feel a bit nervous because there's going to be new contracts, there's going to be new ways of working. If you're signing anything new, it will nullify anything that went before. So make sure you got all the benefits that were in your previous contract, reinstated in any new contracts there. But the Moon card can also indicate that this alliance maybe strengthens the position of the company that you work for. For some of you, if you have your own business, you could also be merging with another business or company there. Because we have that Three of Cups, it feels like a togetherness. That's why I'm mentioning that. I feel at first it all feels very uncertain and unsure, but then when it becomes a little more solid and balanced and settled, I feel, even though there is this energy of like it could be risky, I feel actually it's something that is very rewarding and actually the best move for the industry that you work in there. It kind of strengthens your position. And if you're worried about a merge or you're worried about redundancies, because the Moon can be about losses, it can highlight that there are some changes in the industry and economically things are not doing as well across the board around the world, not just in one specific place. It can be a knock-on effect over the last couple of years where there has been people let go, redundancies, or closures going on there. So it can indicate that you're witnessing these things and you're feeling a little bit of extra pressure, wondering how it's going to affect you. But long term, I see the Ten of Cups, you being very fulfilled, you having opportunities, you thriving and finding peace in the work that you do and just really loving what you do there as well. And, a lot of prosperity. The Ten of Cups means reward, both emotionally but also financially there as well. And with the Moon, some of you could also be working on something that you want to reveal yourself, whether you're marketing it, promoting it. Some of you may run it past like family members or soul tribe members before you launch it, just to see what they think of it, like a soft launch kind of energy. And I feel it's going to be really well received there. Okay. Now we also have the Fool card. It's in the resistance position. So this can indicate at first that something comes in that you're unprepared for. Okay. So it could be some sort of news that gets you thinking. Okay, I mean, intuitively, you may have had like a flash of insight and thought, I wonder if something like that is happening. But it's something I feel like you're unprepared for. I got to be honest with you. These cards in this position can indicate something that's not readily available for people to hear or see. Okay, and we've got the moon, which is behind the scenes in the shadows there, and of course the Fool card. It can be like suddenly someone decides to leave, for example, or perhaps you decide to leave, and it's something that is spontaneous. For some of you, it could be that an old way of working is suddenly turned upside down, and all practices are being removed in favor of new technology, and it could make you feel a little bit anxious or nervous there. But I feel like you are an asset to a team, and I feel like you have skills that cannot be replaced at this time. Looking at that, okay, I feel like actually you're really liked in the industry as well. Sometimes people need to acknowledge, especially if you're learning new things, you could actually learn more about some of these new technologies and actually be someone as a go-to should it ever kind of like break down or have a system failure. Because ultimately machines, we all know with the last couple of months and years even, that there's been a lot of power outages, and there's been a lot of like major power surges, and there's been some glitches in technology. So ultimately, there needs to be someone who can fix or command the technology or do what is necessary to do whilst it has a glitch. So I feel like you're that person who has all that knowledge. You learn about things, the intricacies of things. So some of you could be learning about that at this time as well and building in knowledge. But also, what am I getting there? I'm getting, if you work for yourself, I feel some of you, there's a flurry of activity, like suddenly you're extra busy and you didn't foresee that maybe you'll have to outsource or, get some sort of support. So it could be that, you're extra busy and you can't do it all by yourself. It means your business is thriving and doing well, but at the same time, it was unexpected. Maybe for the season, perhaps it's busier than usual. Maybe for some of you as well, there could be a rule or a regulation when it comes to doing like taxes that changes in some way, and it adds extra things that you have to do or extra steps, and you didn't see this coming, and it just feels like it's something that you'll have to manage. And it can be a little bit of pressure at first, but actually I feel like you manage it and you turn it around. It could also be like a hidden deadline, perhaps. For some of you on a personal level, this could also be like if you connected to like a free trial of something, because the Fool card is the start of something. It could be that, this trial will tick over into charging you if you don't, cancel it after a certain period, cancellation period there. So just watch out for that. That's coming out there as well. Now, we do have gamble. I mean, this is a card that connects to like the Wheel of Fortune, fate, intervening. So I would say there's a surprise opportunity that actually is positive coming your way, as well as something that you were like not expecting. So I want to highlight something regarding the unexpected energy for some of you, not all of you. I feel about 20% of you may have an unexpected issue with a bill. So this could be something that is new that you've connected to. So it could be like if you've upgraded your cell phone, for example, and you've got a new contract that goes with that, or a new subscription for glasses, for example, there could be a glitch in payments, and they may actually take a payment twice, for example, or they may take it earlier, or there's something around it where you're like, hey, that's not what we agreed. Okay. And I feel there could be some back and forth and a little bit of customer services going on there. It's a bit of a headache. Okay, but I would definitely say that you get it canceled or reinstated, you get compensation. I'm seeing you get something back, okay? So just be mindful of that. Now, also, I mean, look, it literally says they're game playing in that card as well. So I did pick up on someone maybe kind of trying to trigger you, or kind of like power play going on there. You may encounter someone like that, but you rise above the challenge and you deal with it in a very professional way. So it highlights that, you're taking the moral high ground on this, and it impresses people around you, or it impresses the people you work with or for, or people who see like reviews on your goods or service, for example. that's coming out there as well. But this is the equivalent of the Wheel of Fortune. So it means a sudden opportunity that feels like it's out of the blue, like you've been preparing for this, but now it's here. And this card, it says here, uninhibited. So that means you're being bold, you're being daring, and like playing with fate. So I would say, because the devil is there and the moon, if you're doing something risky, that perhaps you feel, and I can't imagine you would be, but if you feel something is too good to be true, I feel it is too good to be true with the cards that you got. But also, I feel if you're doing something risky, we've got the Trumpet there. It could indicate someone witnesses what you do, and they may keep it to themselves, and they may have it as the ace up their sleeve. For a lot of you, this is you witnessing something, but it also works the other way around there, because this is an outcome energy. But I feel this could be you taking a chance on something, a new start. For some of you, if it is a course correction, it could be that you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience and migrating all those skills there. Because we have this card in the upright, this means a wonderful new adventure in your career, a new way of doing something that leads to a lot of potential. So I would say that it was worth the gamble, but you're going to do your due diligence, because the Five of Swords can indicate that, you need a strategy, you need a plan, and you got to think about something. You have a lot on your mind there as well. And for some of you, it could be that, you're literally managing stress levels this month, because there's a lot of tension there with that Devil card. I feel as you move through June, things are just easier, lighter. Like this could be like the end of a certain period in your accounting, for example, or the end of a certain contract, or the end of a certain project, and it's all this flurry of activity where the pressure is on, and then you're completing it, and then it's like, and relax and on to the next. For some of you, it could literally be that you are doing something now that's really hard to do, and you're hoping to retire early, for example. For some of you, if you are retired and there's been some fluctuations in the market and you're worried about your 401k, for example, it could be that you are deciding to re-enter the working environment temporarily for some of you, and it could be something creative that you do. It doesn't have to be that you're moving into the working environment in the way that you used to. It can be that you're dipping in, taking like a seasonal work, or it could be that you're doing something creative that you could get online. But if you're not savvy with getting things online, it could be that you actually get someone who can help you to do that. And it could be a neighbor, it could be someone close to you. It doesn't have to be, a product that you sort of like pay for. It doesn't have to be a service you pay for, because I feel a lot of you are getting advice or getting some sort of knowledge from someone that you know, or that you have a lot of time for there as well. I mean, I'm going to pull a card on that Five of Swords on its own. I know I did at the beginning, but this is now to work out an outcome energy, because I'm getting very strong energy here about you moving away from screens or getting migraines due to the amount of pressure. So just watch out for that. I would also be mindful of water intake, especially if you work in an environment where there is like aircon, could be drying you out there. We've got the Empress, okay? Sometimes there's just a lot of pressure in order to be successful, and you are acknowledging that, and I feel that you are going to see the rewards of all your hard work there. You're nurturing yourself in a different way. You're valuing how you bring your skill sets to your working environment, and you're making sure there's healthier working practices. So some of you could literally call someone out that you work for and say, hey, this is not good health and safety, or hey, this is not a good practice, and actually you need to be a little bit more mindful of how you treat your staff. For some of you, if you are a boss already, it could be that you're looking into health and safety practices and making sure that your workers are really cared for, and you're nurturing their skill set. Also, the Empress energy can indicate something that you already have in motion starts to really bear fruit and be like a big payoff for you. But I would also say a lot of you, this could be that you've been thinking about a promotion for a long time, and you're like, well, where is it at? You may feel that you need to pull like a power move and say, use me or lose me. I'm going to take my skill set elsewhere. I value what I have to offer. And diplomatically, you could have a conversation, because the Five of Swords will indicate that they'd be sorry to lose you, but they need to value you whilst they got you. otherwise they will lose you. You know what I mean? So I feel there is this energy coming through like that. But this is you sort of nurturing your skill set, flourishing in your career, and knowing your worth. So if you feel, that you're not getting value for what you do right now, you could be taking yourself elsewhere, or some of you are setting up your own industry or your own business in some way, and now you're your own boss, and this is you loving what you do and creating abundance. The Empress actually attracts abundance because she's already invested in something, and this is the time to increase. So I would say June is a great month for you to get either a pay rise or a promotion opportunity or new income, or if you are your own boss, you'll see better yields for your product, goods, or services, or whatever it is that you do. But also, that card, it can indicate that you just want to love what you do, and for some of you, if you work in a company, there could also be promotion vibes there, but it took a long time to get there is what I see. The Temperance card means you're locked on to your goals, your sense of purpose, but also it indicates that you're at a period of re-examining your priorities right now. So you're taking stock of things and you're like wondering what's it all about. A lot of you are looking at the sacrifices that you're making for your career and you're wondering, is it worth it? A lot of you are working like super hard now in order to either retire early, or you could be trying to get everything done now so you can free up your time in the evenings, or vice versa. So there may be a schedule change there as well. But I feel there is this period of calm in June where everything starts to come together. Things are taking shape for you, and that flurry of activity where you felt a little bit like uncertain, or you had a lot on your mind, a lot on your to-do list, felt extra pressure. Some of you may have felt like pressure with migraines or eye strain is what I'm seeing there. I feel like you really lock on to making sure that you don't push yourself to capacity, and you have a little bit more compassion for yourself there as well. Now, the Knight of Cups indicates that you're doing something that you love, but also something is offered to you. Okay, so I would say there is some sort of opportunity that feels like a dream opportunity coming on in here. For some of you, this could also be an invitation to an industry event or an invitation in your working environment. Could be that you're invited to a very important meeting that perhaps you're not normally involved in. For some of you, it could be an industry event where you network, but ultimately this could be an opportunity that you are offered, and it kind of highlights that whoever is offering this, they want to invest in you because you have the skill set and you go above and beyond for whatever it is that you do right now. I also feel a lot of you are seeing the vision that you have locked onto really starting to take shape. It may be a slow process, but still it's a process all the same. And you are going to see some sort of movement forward, some sort of like advancement there too. We've got the Three of Cups. Whatever this is, you celebrate. Okay. Also, there could be some team building exercises going on in the month of June for some of you. And if you work for yourself, you could get a little bit more integrated in the working community or networking events there. You could attend some, and actually you meet a person that really resonates with you, and you could keep in contact with this person and swap details there too. Maybe even something that you could co-create with them in the future. There's a collaboration there on the table. And for some of you, at first, you may feel it's a risky move to collaborate with this person, but when you get to know them over time, then you'll see that perhaps the investment would be something that's beneficial for you, but you're not going to rush into it. You're going to do your due diligence on that. Three of Cups, it literally means celebration, okay? Everything coming together as it should, but also it can be that you're receiving something that maybe gives you an opportunity to share with other people. So this could be a bonus, for example, that you can share with your family or your nearest and dearest, or maybe, friends, for example, treating them. But Three Cups can also indicate pooling resources, people coming together, supporting each other. And it can be that you have a circle of support for your ideas. If you're trying to launch something new and you need to connect to financial institutions to back your ideas, to invest or get a loan or something like that. It could be that you're having important meetings and you're a little bit stressed, nervous, you don't know how it's going to go, but actually I see that, they're serious about your plans as much as you are, and they want to invest in you. They want to help you thrive and support your business in some way. So I definitely see that there as well. But this Three of Cups is very positive for you. It means something that you've been trying to accomplish. You're going to have the resources and either make a deal, or there's some extra luck there, or even like an extra piece of money that comes in, like a small increase or some sort of new income. For some of you, it could be a rebate, something that you've already invested in the past, or a royalty, for example, something that perhaps you've already got up and running that starts to really bear fruit in June for you. I mean, for example, if you are in real estate and you rent out an apartment, for example, it could be that you have more traction in June. There's more people paying higher rates in June, for example. So just take that as it resonates. 10 of Cups, you know, after the next 6 weeks, you're going to feel really fulfilled. You got a lot done. You were organized, structured, very serious, passionate. You led with your passions. You are very busy, and I feel like you're high energy in the next coming weeks. Even though a lot of you are exhausted, I feel like you've got this motivation, this mojo returning, this lust for life. And the 10 of Cups indicates that, you know, no matter how many fingers in pies you have, you know, everything is running smoothly in June. And I feel that this is peace of mind, but it's also you taking stock of you enjoying what you do and feeling accomplished, because you are doing, you know, a lot to make your life run smoothly there. And I feel this is a period of serenity, but also I feel this is about you receiving either the attention for your business or the recognition or the rewards for all of your hard work, because the 10 is a big old gift or investment from the universe to say, you know what, you did this, you earned this, you deserve this, and you're doing a really great job there too. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? Now, of course, for some of you, you're definitely locked onto finances, but more than anything, you want to make sure that you're making an impact in your industry, that your reputation is second to none, that you're bringing your A game. So this could be a focus for you more than anything in the month of May into June there. But also some of you may contemplate working with a family member or working with a soul tribe member there as well. And it could be something that's on your mind, but you're not sure because you may have someone who's changeable or someone that perhaps, you know, it feels great in the moment, but then you have a question mark over it. If you're uncertain about anything, you don't have to proceed, but there will be a moment where you do feel certain and you will proceed on that, but always get a contract in place so everyone is on the same page. Now we have braving the storms. So yeah, I did pick up on the fact that you're under a lot of pressure. There may have been some changes that you have to navigate in your industry, and it could cause pressure there. I do feel like you have a lot on your plate, but I feel like you're holding it all together, and you are going to see respite there. And you're going to see that there are payoffs for all the hard work there. It says, no matter what happens, you will emerge with grace. Changing direction. Really interesting that I'm picking up on this course correction for some of you, or maybe you feel like the company you work for are changing direction, and that Temperance card is you kind of like reassessing to see if they align with your morals and your goals or your inner compass in some way. But I did pick up on earlier that, you know, you may be looking at a plan, or you're looking at your roadmap, as it were. And it does say here about changing a direction. So it could be that, you know, you are factoring in some alternative things that you require in your industry. And it could be that you are changing a direction in order to get there quicker. For example, it doesn't mean that you're giving up on something in order to do something else. But if you are, this can be that you've outgrown a certain position in order to lock onto something new that's more exciting, more adventurous. So we have that bountiful career as well. Some of you may be doing something now that is new, or you're contemplating that, and it will be very successful as we close out the year. So around about September, October time, something really comes to fruition for you. But it says, keep growing in knowledge and planting your seeds and your ideas. Convert seeds to profits. And that's definitely what you're doing here. You know, I feel like you've got ideas. As you can see, these are all laden out there. And it's a case of you planting these seeds or getting something moving, getting something set up. Perhaps the setup of something is a bit of a headache at first, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so much, it's so hard. Why does it have to be so hard? But once you lock it in, and once it's all set up, the structure there, it's ready to go. And I feel it'll be very beneficial there as well. Okay, so I'm just going to go and get a trinket or ring before we close. Okay, so we've got 2 trinkets. So we have the tape measure. So this can indicate that you're measuring something up, or perhaps you are getting new tools in order to fit something new. Because we have the measuring tape, it could be that you are assessing whether you fit with something or whether something is a fit for you. It could also be that you are working out how long it's going to take you to do something in some way. But more than anything, I feel that all your efforts measure up to the rewards that you will be receiving. And also, we've got the mushroom. Now, the mushroom grows in the dark, okay? So if you've been going through some storms, or it's been a bit of a lull or a dark period in your career or your industry, and the pressure has been on, of course, this means you've been going through an intense period of growth, learning new knowledge. I mean, for some of you, this could be that you've been at college, or you've been educating yourself to increase your pay grade, and you've been doing a lot of hard work, extra work, and it just feels like a lot, but you're building in knowledge. There's been a lot of growth in your industry. There's going to be more growth in your industry, especially after a period of a lull there. But it could be that you're growing something until it's ripe for the picking, and you may feel it's not right for you at this time. Also, this can be that if you're foraging for opportunities, some mushrooms are poisonous, and you've got the devil card there. So it could be that, for some of you, it's almost like you could be offered an opportunity that is like highly pressurized, and it almost feels like a bit of a poison chalice to take that role, and you may decide to not take that or even negotiate a better deal so it is more fulfilling for you and you get what you want. I mean, looking at your outcome energy, you are very persuasive at this time, so you could be weighing up your options or measuring something up right now to see if it's something that really aligns with what you want, and you could be looking to see if it's something that will help grow your career or stifle it. Is it, a bit of a plot twist or a move that you're contemplating? If you feel like you've come as far as you can in a certain position, hit a glass ceiling, a lot of you are looking for new opportunities, and you're really going to thrive. Even though you may feel the job market is pretty risky right now, you may be taking that leap, and it's going to be something that's so fulfilling, so rewarding, and some of you may even wish that you did it a little bit sooner. But you're going to look before you leap, is what I see here, okay? So I'll leave it there, my beautiful Virgo. I hope something resonates in some shape or form. It may not resonate for everyone, but I have to honor all the cards as they pop out, the energy that comes with it, as well as the meanings of each individual card and how they relate to each other. So I'll leave it there, and I do hope it does resonate with someone. And thank you so much, my beautiful Virgo, and love and light.